The Polity is our, our flagship program that we, bring it to you all the time, especially during the weekdays, to talk about our national affairs, everything that has to do with our country. That is what, the Polity it's all about. So welcome again to your favorite show. Today we're going to be talking about something very interesting that, many of you are also waiting for. Today I'll be having a guest in the studio who is also a flag bearer of a political party, one of the opposition parties today, and we're going to be talking about his candidacy. We're going to be talking about some of the challenges also that okay, I'll just quickly go on this very short break, and when I return we continue on this episode. Welcome back again. We have to do one of the two things here to adjust our system for you to be, to enjoy this program today on the Polity. This is the Polity, your show, and this is a KAFTAN television, and we're broadcasting live from the nation's capital of Abuja. So today, like I was saying earlier on, we're going to be talking about a candidate who is also a flag bearer of a party and is a presidential candidate for this 2027 election. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be looking at some of the challenges opposition face, and we're also going to be looking at some of the his personality and some of the contribution he has made in the public space, whether in private or public, and then we dissect some of these issues and some of the area of where we think he will be able to contribute positively to the nation's, to our nation, so that's why. So we're going to be bringing some of them from time to time, and they speak with you. And today we're also going to be having that same privilege to call in, and then you contribute your own quota to the discussion, and then you can also ask questions as time goes on. He's going to be giving you some of these. Going to be supplying you your his reply, and so today is going to be our show. You and I, we're going to be on the show today, and that is what we're going to be doing on the Polity today. My name is Matthew Obisheson, and I'm going to be your host for today. So as we dive into this straight away, so we're going to be looking at Nigeria's political landscape, which is gradually heating up as preparations intensify ahead of the 2027 presidential election. With the election drawing closer, attention is increasingly shifting to the readiness of the Electorate Commission, political parties, presidential hopefuls, and importantly, the electorate. First, on the electoral front, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is working towards implementing the timetable and guidelines for the 2027 elections. The Commission is also expected to strengthen electoral technology, voter registration, and other processes aimed at improving the credibility of the polls. Beyond INEC, political parties are also stepping up their preparations. Parties are consolidating their structures, selecting candidates, building alliances, and positioning themselves for what is expected to be a highly competitive presidential contest. Meanwhile, the major political contenders are beginning to focus more heavily on nationwide mobilization, the ability to connect with voters, present convincing policy alternatives, and build strong grassroots. Structures could significantly influence outcome of the election. However, preparation for the 2027 election is not without challenges. Issues such as internal party conflict, political defections, campaign financing, vote buying, insecurity, and public confidence in the electoral process remain critical concerns. Another important issue is the opposition, whether opposition parties can overcome their differences from effective alliances and present a strong alternative to the ruling party will be one of the major storylines as the election approaches. At the same time, Nigerians will be looking beyond political promises. Voters are likely to demand clear positions from candidates on the economy, security, unemployment, infrastructure, education, and other issues directly affecting their daily lives. As the political temperature rises, therefore, the focus is no longer simply on who want to contest. The bigger question is whether the institutions, political parties, and candidates are adequately prepared to deliver a credible, peaceful, and competitive election. Ultimately, the success of the 2027 presidential election will depend not only on INEC, but also on the commitment of political parties, candidates, security agencies, the media, and the Nigerian electorate to uphold democratic values. The countdown to 2027 election has begun, and the political battle is gradually taking shape. So these are some of the things we're going to be looking at today. We'll look at INEC preparation, we look at the security agencies, we look at whether or not the political parties are also still talking about alliances, even though there is an ongoing plan on 30th of this month that there's going to be a kind of a summit that they will see talk about it, whether or not they're going to come together and form a formidable alliance from the various political parties that makes up what we call opposition in Nigeria. So these are some of the things I'm going to be talking about on the politics today. So you are also going to be part of the show. By the way, thank you for being there always. You've always been our viewers across the world. You've always been there for us. So today it's going to be you and I also with the guest as he take his seat on the studio with me here today, and then we'll dive straight into this conversation. And so I'm going to take a short break one more time, and when I come back, my guest will be will be seated here, and then we go straight into this conversation. Join me again.
My name is Mr. Larry Obedimma. I'm begging the whole Nigeria to help me. I'm dying with the kidney failure. I need help. Let people help me. Nigeria help me.
Dear friends, family, kind Nigerians and the world at large, our beloved brother, Hillary Ivediora Obidimma, is facing the battle.
My name is Mr. Larry Obedimma. I'm begging the whole Nigeria to help me. I'm dying with the kidney failure. I need help. Let people help me. Nigeria help me.
Dear friends, family, kind Nigerians and the world at large, our beloved brother, Hillary Ivediora Obidimma, is facing the battle of a lifetime and urgently needs our collective help. Hillary has been diagnosed with end-stage renal disease, kidney failure, and requires a life-saving kidney transplant to survive. As it is today, an emergency kidney transplant is required for him to survive. It is estimated that the kidney transplant, including pre-surgical treatment, transplant surgery, and post-surgical management, will require a total sum of 60 million naira only.
I know at least about 50 to 60 million naira.
Every single amount, no matter how small, gets Hillary closer to surgery. Kindly send your support to his personal account details shown on your screen. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your kindness, generosity, and prayers.
Welcome to Aba in Abuja.
The main agenda here is the promotion of made in Nigeria products.
Could this trigger the much needed change in the telecom industry for better service delivery?
Welcome to Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja.
A golden opportunity for the country to showcase its potentials among community of nations. Now, here comes the body, accompanied by her husband from India, where she has been receiving treatment. Total liberalization of the communication sector will bounce back in view of the sentimental attachment to it by Nigerians. The need for the players of the industry to still put their acts together to consolidate on the previous efforts has therefore become imperative. That popular saying that necessity is the mother of invention is beginning to have effect on Nigeria for good. Reporting from Dubai. Hello, I am Ruben Okala. I have not retired. I am refiring at KAFTAN TV. And as you see on KAFTAN TV, get back to work. Welcome to Aba in Abuja.
The main agenda here is the promotion of made in Nigeria products.
Could this trigger the much needed change in the telecom industry for better service delivery?
Welcome to Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja.
A golden opportunity for the country to showcase its potentials among community of nations. Now, here comes the body, accompanied by her husband from India, where she has been receiving treatment. Total liberalization of the communication sector will bounce back in view of the sentimental attachment to it by Nigerians. The need for the players of the industry to still put their acts together to consolidate on the previous efforts has therefore become imperative. That popular saying that necessity is the mother of invention is beginning to have effect on Nigeria for good. Reporting from Dubai. Hello, I am Ruben Okala. I have not retired. I am refiring at KAFTAN TV. And as you see on KAFTAN TV, get back to work.
In brotherhood.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
we blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we are coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting for September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as we say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
we blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
And around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Welcome back. We sincerely apologize for this little, transmission delay that we've been having here. It is due to some technical glitches that we need to sort out so that you have a very good view as you sit back at home and watch this program today. So today, like I said earlier, my guest is Peter Agada. He is a presidential candidate of the Young Progressive Party, and he's going to be telling us some of his plan and everything that has to do with opposition party and why I think also that is the right candidate for the job in 2027. So that is going to be what we're going to be talking about. So welcome to the program today.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Politics. So I will quickly go through some of his biography, just a little bit of him introduction so that you can have some interesting information about him. So Peter Agada is from Ogbadibo local government, Benue State. He was born on 17th November 1971 in Enugu, Nigeria. He had his primary and secondary studies in Lagos and graduated from the University of Jos with Masters of Architecture, now a PhD holder in same field, but with specialty in acoustic and C4IS plus RS, electromagnetic spectrum management from Gulf American University. He leads the team of astute Nigerian professionals in policy design and advocacy in a group called Congress of Professionals. He is the CEO of Cyrus Acoustic Group, with which he has handled and driven several large acoustic lighting, and HVAC project, with a reputation now as a leading acoustic firm globally, even recently treated Dunamis Glory Dome 100K seated project tagged to be the world's largest auditorium. On the political scene, he was the immediate past director of finance of the Obedient Movement, the Minister of Infrastructure of the Professor Pat Utomi Big Tent, and a major policy writer in the Obi Dirty Consumption to Production campaign platform of 2023. He was a leader, he was a labor chieftain and presidential aspirant until recently, when he joined the YPP and is now the presidential candidate of YPP. So welcome to the show once again, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we've seen series of things happening in your recent party. You recently joined the party known as Young Progressive Party, and now they have candidates across board. In fact, they've been here. Some of their candidates have been here, and they assured us that they are very much ready for 2027 election. Now, looking at your past record, you play some significant role, especially when I'm just seeing in some of your record that you were even one of the people that, the architect of the Glory Dome and several other, achievements that you've carried out in Nigeria, even at the national level. Now, I want to know, or Nigerians will want to know, what exactly is your motivation for the job you are applying for 2027?
Okay, thank you very much. My motivation is simple and easy. I think a lot can be done with the resources of Nigerians, both human and natural resources of this great land called Nigeria that has been very, very good to me as a person. A lot can be done with the human and natural resources of Nigeria. Far, far better, with outcomes that affect the vast majority and makes life much easier for them, economically, socially, and every otherwise. So therefore, I threw my heart into the rings. What is my history? You just mentioned it. I have two addresses. One address, I am the chairman, CEO of one of the world's largest architectural practices called SAPS, that are experts in the world, just like you mentioned, recently rounded up the project called Dunamis Glory Dome Abuja, the acoustics and lighting and air conditioning of that space. It is the biggest of its kind in the whole world. My company drove it directly, utilizing my staff, young men, young women that I had trained over the years. That is one kind of work that I do as a person. I also did several other auditoriums. There's a Citadel for Pastor Tunde Bakare. There is a Salvation Ministry in Port Harcourt where we handled the world's longest cat ladder project. So in that address, we have conquered that realm, and we've shown capacity that if you give us Nigeria, we can scale up what we have done in those areas to perform and show that Nigerians can live a better life. That is on one address. On the second address, that I call my political address, I have been writing policies for the past 20 years. We look at housing, we come to government, we say this is how to go about housing, we look at healthcare. I lead a team of Nigerian professionals called the Nigerian Congress of Professionals. We take Nigeria and we design what needs to be in all 23 sectors of the economy, and we provide such answers from time to time to government, or those who want to go into government, or those who are looking at doing business with government. We write policies. We are a policy advocacy platform. So on the other hand, I've been writing policies, I've been designing policies. Some of the policies I have even implemented by myself. I implemented social housing. I also implemented what you are trying to read now, military grade C4ISR design. Some of the pictures you are showing on the screen now showed me with military men, men of the Nigerian Army signals and men of the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force put together. We are designing something for them. C4ISR simply means military command, control, communication, computer. That is C4 I, intelligence, S, surveillance, R, reconnaissance. It's a system through which the Nigerian Armed Forces use for their command and control communications, as well as surveillance and watching the country, watching the border security, watching the highways. A system that we feel that if that is deployed in its best, we shouldn't be having this challenge we're having with insecurity and insurgency that you are seeing in the country today. And it was approved. And you know, interestingly, Mark Zuckerberg was in Nigeria in around 2016, and he came to look at 30 of Nigeria's best innovation. My project was part of it, and he gave it a salute. Are you getting it? So, on the second address, politically and government policy-wise, we have shown capacity. In the other side, Cyrus Group, we've shown capacity. In Dunamis alone, we managed over 700,000 tons of steel. You know what that is? To create ceiling, to create walls, and to create all kinds of...
All locally sorted?
Local. My staff are 100% local. 100% local. All right? And these materials we sourced locally as much as possible. All right? Except, of course, the panels which were involved, you know, which were... with Nigeria's ultimate panel. But you see, these materials, they were handled by young boys between the ages 20 and 40. Are you getting it? So, you ask a question. Why have I come? I've come because I have capacity. I've come because I know there's something in me here. If we deploy it directly the way I have been doing it, if we do not go the way they have been doing it from 1999 to date, Nigeria can be free, Nigeria can be saved, Nigeria can be better. That is why I brought myself up. Okay. I am a proponent, a promoter, and a father of DIY, do-it-yourself development. It is what I've come to Nigeria with right now. It's called labordirect.com.
Okay, so now, if you look at your, during your inauguration speech, I'm having your picture here where your national chairman was handing over the flag to you as the flag bearer of the party. Now, the heading says, as Labour aspirant emerges YPP presidential candidate. Why did you have to leave Labour Party? Because you're one of the people who built it as of 2023. Yes. It's all, your record is all there that you work, also together with the Obedient movement. But why did you have to leave the party? Because there was some level of controversy, in that sense. So I want you to throw light on that.
Yes, the situation and circumstance around the Labour Party was quite interesting. Some people see me even up to date. They say, hey, Oga, you can't, this place you have gone to, you will still come back to us. I said, well, we don't know. Because everybody considers me Labour at heart. I just told you now that I have brought something to the table called Labour Direct. You can imagine, the only thing I have to be able to change Nigeria with is Labour Direct. It's a Labour principle. It's built around the Labour ideology. Are you following me, sir? So, I was one of, like you rightly said, I was in the Labour Party from 2021 thereabout, 22, even before Mr. Obi joined the party. Okay, we built that party. We have this movement of people, Congress of Professionals. We built that party, TLC, NLC, and the rest of them. Now, why did I leave? When there was crisis within the party, and we had factions, we had the Nenadi faction, we had the Abure faction. Mr. Peter Obi stepped out of the party when the crisis was much. Some of us didn't feel that we should go, that we could fix that problem, especially me, because I was friendly with everyone. Okay, something was going wrong, we needed to just deal with it, and make the party a more inclusive party for everyone. I felt I could do it, and I stepped out to do it. All right, at my cost, I flew delegates from Nenadi, delegates from Abure to Umuahia in the convention that happened in April, trying to resolve the challenges. I brought Abure's team, I brought Nenadi together at my cost. Put them in a hotel, feed them, transport them to and fro. There was a party and there was a governor who was the leader of that party. He didn't do that, I did. Okay? At that point, I was like a senior brother to that party. And luckily, it yielded very perfect and fantastic fruit because Nenadi made some adjustment to her leadership, brought some people from Abure's team into her team, and we're making good progress with resolving the challenges. And then time for presidential, I declared I was interested. Well, at the beginning, someone started telling me, well, the party doesn't want anyone from the north to contest. Because they consider me north. I'm from the north central.
You're from Benue.
I'm from
North
Benue.
Central.
Yes, I'm from the middle belt.
Yeah, middle belt.
The party wants a southern candidate. In fact, I heard it in the mouth of the chairman. She was standing in front of INEC one day. She made that pronouncement. And in my mind, I said, who says? Because I have the party constitution. Says who? Where? Even the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not permit anyone to zone anybody to any state. I said, well, I won't shake. I went express interest in spite of the announcement, and they took my money. So when they took the money, in my mind, I felt, oh, these people just wanted to bully me initially. When they saw that I was not bullied, they left me. So they took my money. 50 million naira, expression of interest and nomination form. And then I went on to spend money, traveling all over the place, trying to gather Labour Party movements in the southeast, in all the 6 geopolitical zones. Almost, I don't want to mention the amount. Because for them to have accepted to collect my money gave me the confidence that, okay, they were just trying to see if I would turn back. But since I didn't turn back, I was qualified to run. Only for me to be told 24 hours to primaries with a letter from the legal department that you cannot run for this election because you are from the north. I have spent my money helping your state chairmen across 19 northern states to run their state conventions, state congresses. I paid for it. The Labour Party did not pay. Peter Agada gave every chairman and 3 of them money. Peter Agada sent money to this same chairman to fly to Umuahia by road, some of them by road, some by air. Peter Agada gave his money to National Working Committee to go to Umuahia. Peter Agada hosted them in the hotel in Umuahia, gave them food. With all of this goodwill, I've been in the party with Obi, with all of this. You could not call me to a room to say, please, sir, there's already something on the table, or you can't run. Okay, but let's discuss how we will look at that matter and how we will, somehow you will benefit from it. You couldn't have the I don't want to be salty, to say that only for you to wait arrogantly for 24 hours to go and you write me a letter. I felt so thrown under the bus. By this time I spent not less than 500 million naira on that party. That's how they paid me back.
And there was no any prior notice to that before that 24 hours?
Notice. They were saying it. Leadership of the party say, when they had meeting in Umuahia, the leadership decided, I was in Umuahia, show me the proceeding of that Congress in Umuahia that says zoning. Nobody could show me. So this is what happened. So I carried myself with all the wounds and injuries and losses. I have not even started telling you how much money I gave to people to help them do e-registration. They were very slow. They could not do it. I was funding e-registration in Kano, in Benue, on behalf of the party. There's a party who should have his own money. They didn't do any of that. I was doing. So I had to carry myself with my wound, lick my wounds, and find the nearest political party that carries the same ideology as the Labour Party. The party that believes more in meritocracy rather than political patronage. A party that believes that the best of us should lead the rest of us. I looked around. I looked at leaderships of all the parties, and then I found myself with young progressive parties that have those quality and caliber of people. Mr. Bishop Amakiri, Aisha Nana Mahmood, William Moses, great men, you know, Bameye Vidieno, great, gentle, simple men who looked at me and took me on face value. Within a week or two, we're already talking, the frequencies were already connecting, you know. And then, of course, we believed in the same dream, the same aspiration, building an egalitarian society, you know, raising young people to rule, to lead, young people without greed. They were describing me. All right? So our ideologies dovetailed as closely as possible, as 70 to 80%. And I said, this is the party to be. That's how I settled in the Young Progressive Party.
Is that why do you think you were, you know, because the party already has someone called Anita Sugoi. She was the, she actually stepped down for you. Yes. She was dropped for you to emerge as a presidential candidate. Yes. Do you think the party must have taken that decision based on your credibility as a person, or perhaps they are looking at other factors? Especially you have just said that you finance some of the, chairman and, across even the northern states for Labour Party. Why do you think you were choosing ahead of her? To be, I don't want to use the word imposed, but she dropped for you, and then you became the flag bearer of the party, even while they already had someone before. Yes. So why do you think that was made very easy?
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't made easy. It's normal. It was a normal process. The party did not impose me on the party. I joined the Young Progressive Party to help build the party, irrespective of whether I ran for presidency or not. I didn't go there because I had to deploy the energy that I carry at this time. And it appeared that the Labour Party was not the place to put that energy. I had to take it somewhere else. It could have been APC, it could have been another party if their ideology aligns with mine. Just imagine I went to APC. Would you say that the APC should replace me with the, you understand? So it's not that. It was my activity in the party and my interest. They saw that this candidate was carrying something that this nation needed at this time. That when they saw my activities in the party. And of course, I came with a movement. When I left the Labour Party, a lot of people left with me, who were with me when I was with Obi.
Okay.
When Obi went away, he went with 60% of obedience. The rest of them stayed back and stayed with me. So I came to the party with a tsunami of members. Are you getting the idea? And we have activities. We have a movement called the Movement Nigeria. It was already doing so many civic activities and all of that. They saw a man who can build the nation. And when it was time for the substitution window, all right, the candidate at that time actually resigned her position for reasons that I'm not, like I said this morning, I'm not permitted to tell. But there are family reasons. There are security reasons. There are so many family reasons why she resigned her appointment. And of course, that created the window for me
your emergence.
To emerge.
Okay, so during your inauguration, you said something very, very interesting. You said, today is not about me.
Yes.
That today is about 140 million Nigerians that the IMF says are living at or below the national poverty line. Yeah. You said so. Yes. That it is about 140 million Nigerians that have been reported to be living below poverty line. Yes. What exactly do you mean by that? Or what exactly are you willing to do to change that narrative?
Okay. I don't know if you understand Hausa very well. I'm not Hausa, but I grew up around where Hausa has been spoken. And Hausa is my third language after Yoruba. I was telling my deputy national chairman one day, I said, look, there's a lot of economics being out there right now. Macro, minor, and all of that. I said something to her. I said, the thing about Peter, what I know how to do most is, I said, Magana and Kasa. Magana and Kasa means the matter of the earth, the matter of dust. I'm a man that is used to ground zero, tampering with the earth so that you can take the earth and turn it into many things. Food, energy, industry, that's my area. I am very, very industrious. I'm very, very able to engage the earth. In fact, I have a friend who has a company name. I so love that name. It's called TerraQuest. Terrestrial Quest. That is the man that I am. Behind my office, just a stone throw from here, I have a kitchen at the back of my office. We have an apartment, we have a big kitchen. Now, you know how they finish washing and all of that, and they pour the pepper water. It's almost a plantation of pepper behind my office. So I told them, why are you buying pepper? Because leave this pepper to grow, nurture it. We have a land that is so blessed, sir. An earth that is so blessed. And yet, people are hungry. So what do you do with the earth so that the earth produces what the people need? Is the meaning of that statement. I'm concerned that you have 140 million persons that can't eat, yet they are matching the ground. They are standing on the ground that can give them food. Provide food. The paradox is too much for me. It's too much for me. Are you understanding it? That's my worry. Because I know what to do. Right now, all praises to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic team. They've produced a very fantastic macro economics. There was a time I was doing importation in this country during one of my projects. I couldn't get $5,000, $10,000. You will stay in the queue for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. But today, our macroeconomic is so good that there's that dollar. The dollar is stable. Great work. But sir, I ask a question. What about the microeconomics, which has to do with the CASA, the development of the earth in Nigeria? So I have what it takes to turn this great land at the micro level, down the earth, down the world level, into an economy that will boisterously prosper within 100 days in office. It is called labordirect.com. That's what
100 days in office.
100 days in office.
Those who are watching you now, many will be saying, look, this is a politician. I mean, we wear this several times.
You know the interesting thing?
Several people.
You know the interesting thing? I've never been a politician in my life.
But you are now.
I have become a politician, but you see, my politics is not a politics of promising. I'm not promising anything. I am saying what I am doing. I have implemented for the armed forces, it works. I've implemented social housing for Nigeria, it works. I've implemented Cyrus, it works. If Nigeria wants a man that can make things work, here I am. That's what it is. I will not take that branding that, hey, politicians, that's how they talk. Please try, give me 100 days in office.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now, one of those very important things you also said, you mentioned that, your proposal, you're talking about governance as governance with GPS.
Yes.
What exactly what are you saying about that? You said your administration will focus on addressing causes of poverty.
Yes.
So many people watching you now, they will say, what are the causes? I mean, you want to bail us out. So what are these
let me give you
issues you are talking about?
Let me give you one major cause of poverty. Insecurity. That's number one. Insecurity is so central to the poverty hitting this country right now. How is that? Because it is tied to the fact that people cannot go to farm. Well, Nigeria is a mostly agrarian society. The state where I come from today, people are afraid to go to the farm because they kill them in the farm. Are you getting? So I will address insecurity. And I just told you how earlier. I mentioned it. If you want me to repeat, I told you how insecurity will be put in the cup. All right? Now look at another major cause of poverty we have neglected in this country. You are in a property right now. This building. What gives this building value? Apart from the structure itself, is the land, isn't it? What gives this land value is the fact that this land is plotted in the global GPS system. GPS means global positioning satellite. This land is plotted 200 meters length, 200 meters length, 4 corners of it, beacons on the 4 corners. The beacons has number written on it. That number is the latitude and longitude, the coordinate of this building when you are looking at it from America. You type this coordinate, it will zoom you to this place, isn't it? Now that makes this property bankable. All right? The fact that this property is bankable, the owner of this property can take this property to the bank and say, I want 10 billion.
Okay, just hold your thought. We need to go on this very quick break, and when I return, we'll continue. You continue your thoughts. So join us again.
Thank you.
My name is Sheyi Lobisef. I'm the black comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
This is your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best civil station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheila BCF. I'm the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
This is your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best civil station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheila BCF. I'm the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
This is your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best civil station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheila BCF. I'm the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN.
My name is Mr. Larry Obedimma. I'm beginning the whole Nigeria to help me. I'm dying with the kidney failure.
Okay, welcome back. This is still your program, The Polity, and I've been with Peter Agada. He's been giving us some of his credibility in terms of personality. He's been unraveling them to Nigerians. And so back to you once again, sir. Now, you wanted to tell us about that GPS.
Yes.
You were on that.
Yes.
So I want you to land on that thought before we continue.
Yes. So I was telling you about this building. It's on a piece of land. This land has coordinates, and that makes this place bankable. Right? Now imagine my land in the village. My father bequeathed, my late father of blessed memory, he bequeathed to me over 500 hectares of land in my hometown, Otupa, in where I come from. Now this land has no beacons on it. It is not charted. This land does not have any plotting. So you know what? No matter how large that land is, I can't take it to the bank. I cannot leverage on that land to get credit from the bank because it is not plotted. So what my administration was to do is to plot very strategic pieces of land across the nation, especially in the uncharted areas, and then turn them into clusters, okay, development clusters for agriculture. And agriculture for me is not perennial subsistent farming like we're practicing right now, but agriculture for me is food production. There are two different things. Food production does not wait, it's not seasonal. It doesn't wait for rainfall and then another rainfall. It goes through the year, and you have plants that you plant, you design irrigation systems, you wet them, you put them in greenhouses, and they produce food all year round. Food production and agriculture or perennial farming are different. Now you chart this land. Actually, our agenda is to plot all 923,000 square meter called Nigeria, put them in a GPS map, so that every piece of land in Nigeria is governed, is put on a GPS system. So Nigeria is 923,000 square kilometers. It has that shape that you know the shape of Nigeria. Now just imagine that whole shape of Nigeria, everything about it digitized in such a way that there is a virtual Nigeria, where if you click on one part of the grid, you will see all the coordinates of that place. What it simply means is that you have put beacons on everywhere in Nigeria. You have made Nigerians rich. So anyone in the village who is farming and has 10 hectares, 20 hectares, that 10 hectares can become a collateral for him to be able to access funding to do greater things.
Okay, now that's very, many people watching you now will say, oh, that's a fantastic one, because that is anchored on agriculture, I suppose.
Clusters.
Now,
agricultural clusters.
Now, let's just digress a little bit. Now, you want to contest, you are contesting rather, not you want to, you're contesting for the office of Mr. President. Now, some people will say, why do you think you can win these incumbents? Because some have described him to be a Maradona, some have described him to be the Jagaban of Nigeria or even Lagos, that he has the magic wand in politics, that he has all it takes to find his way, in one way or the other. Now, why do you think that? Because you've actually spent a whole lot. If you look at your previous record in Labour, and now you are now in a new party. Obviously, some of your structures are there. This also involves some logistics also, I suppose. Now, why do you think that you can win the election?
Yes, I do.
You can win President Muhammadu Buhari. President Tinubu.
You see, I've already won.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You think 2027?
Yes.
You can win?
Yes, I think I can win this election.
So what are some of your strategies? Aside what you think you can do, looking at agriculture, I've also seen that you talk about security, that you have something to do in that sense. What are your campaign strategies?
Okay, now let me answer the first question. How would I win the election? First of all, Nigeria has over 90 million registered voters, thereabouts, somewhere between 80 or 90 registered voters. Now, the last election was won with under 20 million, put all of them put together.
No, I think about that 20 million.
Close to that range of figure.
Yeah.
What makes you think that I cannot raise another 20 million Nigerians totally independent from that number that voted in the last election?
Outside the previous record?
Yes. Because let me tell you something. Those that have held this country down the way it is are in the minority. We are 230 million people. Let's even discount everybody and just work within those that are registered, card carrying. 90 million. Who says that haven't seen a man who is not an establishment man, who is successfully handled his both addresses, practical man, who can call you and say, come and see. I'm not talking. Come. I have road network I have done from the express to my office, my complex behind you here. It did not cost me up to 10% of what they in the establishment are using to make road, and my road is better than their own. Come. I'm not saying it. I'm not promising you road. I'm telling you of roads that I have done to the eyes of everyone. I'm showing you constructions and development in their billions of naira that I have handled, and I handled them better than what any expatriate will have done, cheaper. And I have raised young people in their droves who have become independent today, and they are surviving on their own. What makes you think that Nigerians will not hear this and say, come, thank God, there's a voice coming into this country right now? That means God has not given up on this land. You think Nigerians don't have hope? Nigerians are hopeful and praying every day for a man that will come and change this order, and they can see or hear sound that looks like a sound of change. My brother, I believe that the mission to raise these 20 million persons is very possible. It's an army of 20 million persons. The wherewithal that I need, I'm already spending from my pocket, but support is going to come. It's a hope and a faith, because I don't think that our Father who is in heaven gave us a land so that we'll come and suffer and die the way we are suffering and dying today. I don't think it's the will of God.
Okay, some perhaps watching you now will say, you once worked with Peter Obi. That means you really believe in that movement.
Yes.
Obi Datsi movement. You were part of it. were strongly a member of it.
Yes.
In fact, you put your weight completely behind it.
Yes.
Before everything, happened. You moved out of the party, and then you also wanted to, set up the party and see if you could fly on that a ship before everything happened. Now, some will say, why not have some alliances? Perhaps this, this new party where I just gone now, if he calls you, would you want to work with him?
There was a reason why I did not move along with Mr. Peter Obi from Labour into ADC, and then of course
ADC.
now landed on
NDC.
NDC. I had my challenge with, as an architect, I believe in structures. I believe in straight lines, order, form. Architecture is about form, space, and order. Architecture is about ideology. Some say form follows function. Some say function follows form. There are different ideologies. I was looking for a man of order and structure that I could follow, who thinks in ideological packets or structural designs. Because nation building is not different from building a house. You must have a foundation. You must have a structural base. You must have columns. You must have column pads. You must have ground beam. It depends on the place you are building. Then the foundation comes out, and then you have the first columns, you have the beam, and then you have the floor, and then you have the second column, you have the beam, floor. It's systematic. I was looking for a systematic man. I could not find.
In Peter Obi?
Yes. He's a great man. He's a prudent man. He's a financially prudent man. He's a man of impeccable character. When you talk about character, he's a man who is not given to excesses, Who will wear one shoe for a long time, and all of that. He's a fantastic person. But when it comes to nation building by statecrafts, utilizing ideology, building by structure and order. It's not about buying computers for 100 children in school or building, hear him say, there was no school of nursing. That is not development, sir. Development has to do with improving human index, physically and human index wise. It's a systematic process, just like you build. I am a systematic builder. I'm driven by ideology. The ideology I'm running today is called world capitalism. It has its econometrics. It has its mathematics. I've already drawn master plan for 8,809 words on paper with the boundaries. I paid from my pocket, bought satellite maps for 8,809 pieces of it, and I put on the ground. And I said, this is a cluster. It's driven by technology, industry, world, and people. What are the number of professionals here? What are we driving here? What's the endowment here? What are we doing in Zamfara? What are we doing in Abia? What are we doing in Sokoto? What are we doing in Jigawa? All master planned. I had to set up an army by myself of persons, likely drivers of this, nationwide. Mr. Peter Obi and the Obedient Movement have no nationwide structure. They just believe in amorphous people. People who are just there,
they have a movement called Obedient Movement.
The Obedient Movement, can they give us a spreadsheet of 10 million persons with their state, in their location, in the words, with their photographs, and with their phone numbers? That's what I'm talking about.
Do you have that now?
I do.
Across the state?
Across the states.
Okay, aside agriculture, security, and perhaps you're talking about, for instance, you have talked about the map out land that you feel it would be of great benefit to Nigeria if that's possible. What are other things you think, if you look at this government, you rightly said from the beginning of this, you talk about 90 days that we've had one issue or the other in terms of leadership in Nigeria. Now, you look at this present government, one of the very critical one that, of course, you've seen the debate on subsidy removal, especially that the president came and he said subsidy is gone, and we've also seen the effect today. Almost every Nigerians have seen what has happened through that, even though they have said, of course, they are in the engineering process of re-engineering the economy of Nigeria. Now, I want to ask you a straight question. Do you think removal of subsidy was the right thing to do? If you are made the president of Nigeria 2027, would you continue with the removal or reverse the policy?
I will not reverse the policy. Subsidy removal is an apt decision by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but I won't do it the way he has done it. Like I always say, I'm a man that believes in scriptures, by the ways. There's a scripture that talks about mountains and valleys. It's somewhere in the book of Isaiah, I think. And God's work, God, creator of the universe, how he works. He levels mountain and he exalts valley, so that a playing ground is prepared for everyone. He leveled the mountain and left the valley down there. That is what President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has done. He's done a very fantastic macroeconomic work. He has increased investment in the country. He has made flow of foreign direct investment increased. He has sorted out our macroeconomics. Like I said earlier, in those days I want to do import. I will wait in the queue for dollars. For weeks, they will now call me one day, oh, you have 5,000 today. I'm asking for 100,000. You just called me after 10 days that there's only 5,000. There was no dollar because of the way the dollar was not floated then. He's done a fantastic job, taking out subsidy and several other steps they've taken to give us this macroeconomy. But the microeconomy is sick. He didn't touch it. So what I will have done, I will do it in phases as I'm reducing the mountains gradually, as in taking out the subsidy gradually in phases. I am developing the micro in phases. Just look at what we're talking about. Ward first. That's what we're talking about in Labor Direct. We transfer monthly FAC allocation straight to the ward so that the wards can develop themselves. We're into housing in the ward. We're into food production in the ward. We are into industrialization, processing in the ward. Just imagine, I don't know what ward you come from, that your ward every month receives 40 million, 50 million.
Okay, just give me a little time. Let me introduce, let me also give opportunity to those who are viewers across Nigeria, the world, to also have their say on the show. Perhaps you want to ask him a question. He's a presidential candidate of Young Progressive Party. He is standing, he's sitting here right here in the studio with me and talking about some of the things he thinks he can bring on the table to change the narrative and going forward in 2027. He feels that he has the solution. He has said that he has what it takes. He has built in his own private life, and he said he has all it takes to transform whatever it is, whatever level we think, we had now that is not going very well. He said, I have what it takes to get the job done. So whatever your take is on his submission, you can call in now. The number will be on your show, and then you call in. Let's have your say. And also, if you have something to ask this presidential candidate, it's your time now to do so. So please, you can continue.
So I'm talking about Ward Direct. Our first executive order that we're signing is called Ward First, or Ward Direct policy. It simply means directly from the federal allocation account, from the FAC account, 15% goes straight to all the 8,809 wards monthly. Immediately we get into office, we're signing that executive order into being. So I was telling you, imagine you that suddenly the tides change and your ward receives 40 million every month to develop its electricity, its road. It keeps coming constantly. It never fails. Right now, I come from a place, my ward, I will do 2 ward. When it is raining, there's no road. Don't even bother coming home. Erosion has eaten everywhere. It's all deep cuts and all of that. For the past 15 years that I know my village, I've not seen one new road into my village or out of my village. I've not seen one new transformer. My people bought their transformer for themselves. And in fact, recently they wrote me a letter. Please help us. We need to buy transformer. The same school building, one school, dilapidated, no roof. That's a ward in Benue. That ward gets 40 million constantly every month now with what we are bringing to the table. Do you think my village people who are in Abuja, who are in Kaduna, who are in Lagos, don't you think that they will start thinking about relocating? Development has started going on directly in the villages. What am I doing in this Lagos? Suffering, I can't even pay for accommodation. I can't have a home. Don't you think that people are going to go back to their places and start developing their hometowns? That is how you ramp up microeconomic activities. Give the money directly. Right now, what happens? This administration, fantastic. They've gotten more money. The president was saying that day, he's giving the states 5 times what they used to get before. That have we heard any state governor saying he can't pay salary again? Fantastic, they are paying salaries now. What happens to the rest of the money? So 70% of the money is lost between state government and local government. In fact, in Nigeria, forget about ward. There's no ward. There's no ward government. Even my local government secretariat is dilapidated. The road to my hometown, through which brings you to the local government, is dilapidated. Where is the 500 million that comes to the local government every month? So we are designing a world-first government. It's called world capitalism. It's an ideology. It's a systematic building process. And I have it here that my keywords, I will read it. We are designing a cross-sectoral digital platform that integrates policy and infrastructure planning for every of the 23 sectors of the Nigerian economy. It is a ready-made system that any government can adopt from day one instead of waiting to start from the scratch. That is labordirect.com. The keywords in Labor Direct: clusters. It could be agro clusters, industrial clusters, whatever that. We put people together. We surround them with a digital fence. We watch them with drones. If you break into that place, you die. There's a geofencing system that you cross the wave line. You know what you're looking for. We protect them. You don't have bandits coming into those environments. Okay? Clusters is number 1 keyword of what we're driving. 2 keyword, technology. I just mentioned to you now. There's C4ISR in the system, command, control, communication. They have a cluster together. They have rapid response squads. It's all designed. It's investor-based. It's still capitalism. It's just that we have a social safety net on one side. Healthcare is a must. Education is a must. We have technologies to apply. Now, the 3rd keyword is industry. Our sole aim is to also earn dollars. Why should Nigerians be the only ones not earning dollars? The whole world is operating a dollar economy. Every small thing anyone does in their phone, you are supposed to earn your dollars. But we are only earning naira. So we are creating platform and opportunities for Nigerians to work. We can have workers here, but their supply chain goes all the way to California, Silicon Valley, for example. Young people-based businesses. So technology, and then of course the word. That's another keyword. We do not have anything to do with state, local government. We go down to the what? Ground zero. Magana and Kasa. Go to the ground where the people live. Then finally, it's about people. So keywords: cluster, technology, industry, words, and people.
These are your area of focus.
Yes.
And you think this perhaps if
it will change the microeconomy
of the entire,
so that it can match with the fantastic macroeconomy that Mr. President has created already.
You have also praised this president to an extent, so
yes.
That means you believe in some of the policy, especially in terms of his fiscal policy.
Yes, fantastic fiscal discipline. Of course, there's corruption everywhere. So, on paper, in terms of the principle, it's looking fantastic. But corruption fritters everything, you know, of course, and we are hearing all kinds of things about fake agencies and all that. That weakens the whole wonderful thing that this is supposed to be, economically speaking.
Okay, just as we round up, unfortunately we don't have much of the time. Now, I want to ask you the last question, just within 30 seconds. Do you believe that INEC is ready, and do you feel that INEC is going to do the right thing? Looking at the last few elections, off-cycle election that INEC have just conducted, do you think 2027 election, do you have, very strong belief that INEC will do the right thing?
Let me tell you my belief. I do not believe that any government is a standalone. Any government ministry, department, agency is a standalone. That is why I've led professionals in Nigeria to the Congress of Professionals to write policies and support them. Okay? Every Nigerian has the duty of supporting INEC. Let me tell you what I mean. INEC has a set of equipment, it has its budget, it has its staffing, It has its logistics. What stops all of us from having our own support system? Okay, election has just been carried out. Polling unit agents have all signed off. What stops me from going to there? I say, okay, this is my vote, though. Let me snap my own. Okay, this is my own snap picture of my own, and this is me uploading it to my own a location where we can gather on a civil society level, on a citizens level, and keep the records that INEC is keeping. You see, Nigerians will always abdicate our responsibility to government. So we need to support INEC. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I think INEC, knowing that Nigerians are watching and Nigerians are participating in the process, apart from civil society, Nigerians, the voters themselves, are watching, will do the right thing.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on the Polity with me today. I've been speaking with Mr. Peter Agada. He's presidential candidate of Young Progressive Party. So that's going to be my take on the Polity today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Those of you who try to call in, sorry, apologize for not picking your call earlier on. So till I come your way again, Polity is your show. My name is Matthew Obisheson. Bye for now.
Thinking of where to get the latest information and in-depth analysis on news, events, and trending stories around the Federal Capital Territory? Or do you need a medium to showcase those amazing brands, businesses, and events of yours? Seek no more.
So a beautiful community for a whole lot of tourists and tours.
And we got you covered. Tune in to channel 124 on Star Times at 10 p.m. West African time on Tuesdays and Thursdays to be informed on policies, news, reports, events, and their effects on the Federal Capital Territory. Only on KAFTAN TV. KAFTAN TV. Imagine a beautiful world. Thinking of where to get the latest information and in-depth analysis on news, events, and trending stories around the Federal Capital Territory? Or do you
needs to be fully explored.